Hello, welcome to the Dirty Cleats podcast.
Episode number 6.
Is it really?
Yes.
Tim and Brian, or Brian and Tim, whichever you prefer.
It's been a few weeks, hasn't it?
Yeah, I've been busy.
Same here.
We just want to get back to talking to you about football and other sports when they come around. So we're going to start with something real quick today, and we're going to talk about in the NFL who we believe deserves to be the MVP, in our opinion. I went with Christian McCaffrey. Not only do I have him on my football team, my fantasy football team, which makes me a little biased, he's a running back that has not got hurt. Still doesn't play for. He doesn't play for Carolina anymore. He plays for the San Francisco 49ers. They're going to take the Eagles out in the playoffs. Little pun there.
Yeah.
But I think he has a shot to become the first non-quarterback MVP in a while. And I don't know. We'll see if I'm right. Who'd you pick?
Jalen Hurts, shocker, right?
I knew that's who you were going to take.
You know, I mean, the first couple games he didn't look real sharp. I think he wasn't feeling well. And didn't play in the preseason, so he was just trying to get his feet wet. But he's been leading out, especially the last game, leading that offense. They look really good with him. I can't see the Eagles. It'd be hard for the Eagles to win without him. Mariota is their backup, so like if they had Mariota instead of him playing, they wouldn't. I don't think they had much of a shot.
I feel like if they depending on who they played, if it was a lesser, like a weaker team, I think Mariota could still take them.
Maybe.
Hurts is really good though. You're right.
Yeah, so that's my choice for MVP. It's kind of hard, but I like your choice too. I mean, Christian McCaffrey has been.
They say he might be the first guy to do it, and like I don't know how long it's ever been, but still,
it could be. So okay. So we talked about the MVP a little bit. We're going to talk about some play, so Rookie of the Year. Who's your guy?
It's rough because I don't really know them like you do, and I'm going to have to say, I remember who I had in my mind a minute ago.
You're talking about.
I'm getting feedback from like over there by the wall to tell you guys that the Ohio State University, CJ Stroud, is who I'm going to pick because I can't believe this actually even close to where he is right now. I mean, he's got like 1,500 yards passing. He was on Brian's team as Brian's backup, and Brian gave him away to Dave. We'll talk about that. We'll drop that.
Uh-huh.
What about you?
I'm going to go with, let's see, what's he got? I'm going to go with Sam Laporta.
Sam Laporta.
Then not many tight ends will probably win the Rookie of the Year. There's probably been a few. Guys like Bijan Robinson probably would be the favorite.
He might be the favorite.
CJ Stroud because he's a quarterback. But I think Laporta has really helped the Lions win this year. Amon-Ra St. Brown has been out for a few weeks. Offense has been kind of going through Laporta and David Montgomery. But Laporta right now, his stats, looking at my phone, because that's where you get all the information is off your phone. His stats are 25 receptions, 289 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He's averaging 11.6 yards a reception.
That's amazing.
And we're 6 weeks. Just coming up to that's 5 games played, so we're coming up on week 6.
Yeah,
for a tight end, that's pretty good. So,
pretty good, yeah.
I mean, you take that. I mean, he's probably going to hit close to 700 to 800 yards total, maybe 70 receptions. And probably,
he's a rookie.
He's a rookie. Except for a rookie, that's pretty impressive.
He's actually getting shown the ball. I mean, but another rookie tight end, Michael Mayer. I kind of feel like the Bengals might be kicking themselves in the ass right now.
Maybe.
He's a good blocking tight end, and I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know why we didn't pick a tight end.
So here's the thing with the Bengals: like, how much do they really use the tight end compared to their other 3 receivers?
The right thing to say would be not much, but then the truthful thing would be they can't throw it to anybody because the damn line can't block.
Yeah, that's true. Well, and I think Joe Burrow being a little banged up didn't help. He can't. I mean, now last week he could move around that pocket.
Joe Burrow is like Dan Marino, the second coming. But the fact is, you can't. If you don't have a line, Dan Marino stood back there and had all day like Peyton. That's how Burrow is. He's not one of them running quarterbacks like Hurts. I mean, our line is the worst line for Burrow to be behind, honestly, or one of them.
Well, they're supposedly improving, but yeah, they're still trying to gel. I think so. I think
That might happen in like 2 or 3 years from now.
well, again, Joe Burrow is another player. He got hurt in preseason, so he didn't really play much. I don't know if he really played much anyway in the preseason. So maybe the offensive line still gelling with what he does.
Well, this week coming up, they have Seattle,
Yeah,
and I think that Seattle will give them a tough contest. But I think Seattle's got a decent defense, and I think this is the game that the Bengals need to win. It's at home. You have all kinds of factors, but this one they can't drop this one.
no, I agree. But here's the scary thing with Seattle. They got a really good defense.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
so
I think you said that right.
Yeah.
Okay, I misunderstood.
Yeah, you're fine.
But in the Bengals, like you said, with their offensive line, it's a little shaky. So like, Burrow.
But there's certain games where, as a team, like you got Philadelphia, that's your guys. You can't go into like Tampa and lose. You know what I mean? I don't care. You don't care how good Tampa is.
Yeah.
Maybe when Brady was there, I get it.
Yeah.
But any normal Tampa Bay Eagles game, Philadelphia should win.
Or even so here's another team. What about the Cowboys? They went in and played the Arizona Cardinals, and the Cardinals beat them. Like
you just wanted to get that on the podcast.
That I did.
Well, I've been holding this off for a long time, but I have to tell you something about the Cowboys. Dak and I are actually friends. We actually communicate online, and Dak's coming for you.
Is it the real Dak, or are you getting catfished?
No, it's real. It's the real Dak.
Really?
Number 4, baby.
Did he send you pictures?
Yep. He said the only thing he wants to do is come kill you, and hang you up in front of your nephew, Easton Craig. Shout out to Easton Craig.
I don't think that's a good way to shout out to him.
Sorry about that, Easton.
What kind of pics did Dak send you?
He didn't send me no pics. I'm just trying to mess with you.
Did he send you some, questionable pics?
No.
He's good at throwing pics, so
he definitely is good at throwing pics.
Yeah. So, but
I got a dog underneath me right here.
Well, but what else do we want to talk about today? We were talking about.
We can try to do the breakout player. I'll try.
Oh, you're gonna do breakout player. Okay.
It's rough because I don't know really a lot of them, but I don't want to take your guy away from you. I don't think you'll say him anyway, but that's Jordan Addison. He's a rookie anyway, too, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
He's pretty special.
Yeah, he is very
He'll have a chance to step up when Justin Jefferson goes out for 4 games.
Yeah.
Gavin, if you're listening.
Yeah, that stinks. That happened. There's been a few injuries this week. That's really hurt a lot of not just NFL teams, but it was me and Tim being guys that play fantasy football leagues and their teams, like Justin Jefferson, Devon Achane.
It's so weird because with Justin Jefferson, I just want to talk about this for a second.
All right.
Until he got hurt, it was the second half, wasn't it? Early second half?
It was towards the end, I think. Yeah.
Towards the end. Okay,
yeah.
You're right. Well, until that game happened, I thought, damn, Kevin should have picked Justin Jefferson number 1 and not Chase. And all of a sudden I look up on the screen and Chase is catching touchdowns like from the one side of the country to the other.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden Justin Jefferson goes out. It's like karma, man.
I agree.
It's weird.
So your breakout player is Jordan Addison?
So far, but he's a rookie, so I don't know if that doesn't count or
it doesn't matter. I mean,
I wouldn't have thought he would have been as good as he was going to be right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The other guys we mentioned for rookie of the year, I did think they would be.
Yeah. Like, the thing is, like, I don't think there's been, like, in 5 weeks, besides, like, Christian McCaffrey, but you knew that was going to probably happen.
Yeah.
That there's not, I think, Puka, the wide receiver for the Rams, I think he's a breakout player, but he's also a rookie. But I don't think there's really been –
there really hasn't been a guy yet that's got to that. In a couple of games, it'll happen.
Yeah, there's just not anybody out there. I mean –
it's always usually about 2 or 3 weeks before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
About Halloween.
I mean, you could say DeAndre Swift could be a breakout player. No one expected him to do what he's doing.
You could say Zach Moss, but it was 1 game.
Well, that and you got Jonathan Taylor coming back. So like
it could be Jonathan Taylor. Could be the answer.
I mean, it could be. I mean, but there's so many different ones. I mean, defensive side, I'm thinking like Aiden Hutchinson from the Lions. He's a tough defensive lineman. He gets to the quarterback and it's a tough player.
So what about speaking of the Lions? What about, and this is the guy I want to pick for coaching leader so far? I'm going with Dan Campbell.
He's tough.
I mean, he's a really good guy. His players play like him, and Hutchinson and Laporta and the guys he's got on that team. And Jared Goff actually looks like he's relevant again. Amara St. Brown and who's the other one?
You got
Jameson Williams. I mean, if he's not on gambling late at night where everybody's asleep, and where they're good.
Laporta.
What about the coach of the year for you?
Man, that's
tough. Andy Reid.
No, because I don't think they're that good. I don't think they're as good as people think they are. But man, right now, I mean, I'd have to go for the first San Francisco's coach.
You mean Shanahan?
Let's go with Kyle Shanahan. I mean, yes, he's expected to win, but like he's done with Brock Purdy, whatever, who wasn't expected to be a really good quarterback coming out of the 7th round, the last pick in the whole.
It's almost like Tom Brady coming back again.
Sort of, but they have all the weapons and they have a good defense. But I think it's his schemes too, the way he coaches and stuff, that gets them over the hump a lot of times. Now, will they advance far in the playoffs? Maybe. Will they get to the NFC Championship? Possibly. Will they get to the Super Bowl? It's questionable. I don't know. Like, you got teams like the Lions, the Eagles, and there's other teams in the NFC that I think are just as strong that could come on and take.
Seattle's one of them teams where they could sweep and get the wild card and then take the Niners out. So they play them twice a year.
They could.
Could happen.
They could, but I'm not sure. Like,
do you think that right now, the way the teams are, do you look at everything across the board and say, that makes sense? Or is there so many surprises you like that's that good or that bad?
Well, what surprises me, even though, I mean, Justin Jefferson just got hurt this week, and they've had him all season. But man, I think they're 1-4.
You're right. I think they won one game.
Yeah, and like I was really surprised. Like last year, they won a lot of one-score games, and this year I think they've lost a few one-score games. So it's like the reverse of last year.
When we did that thing that we were talking about how they were going to be,
yeah.
I didn't think, and we did the playoff bracket or whatever. I don't think I put Minnesota to finish out of the first round of that because I don't think I always kind of felt like they're going to start stumbling again.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. And like a team like Green Bay, I mean, I guess it was expected. What's happening with them? Jordan Love didn't look so great the last game. I think them not having Aaron Jones for the last couple of weeks has really hurt them. But getting Christian Watson back is going to help. But yeah, I'm really shocked by the Vikings as far as bad teams.
Well, the one team that I'm shocked about is even though you look at like the record and they say, "Oh, this team's going to be good next year," they're not going to be any good. People said Miami was going to be good, but for me, I had to see that because Miami hasn't been good really in a while.
No,
and now they're good. A Chain or him. I mean, that guy's a surprise player right there. And then the track stars running down the field for Tuca. You got Tuca and Tuca.
For two.
We're trying to hit it. All they do is catch the ball and just go.
Yeah.
And you got Tyreek Hill tweeting out things saying he's a cheetah and the lion.
Yeah.
I've heard of a liger. I've never heard of a cheetah and a lion.
Me neither.
It's a giant.
Well, yeah. But Miami's been better than
I'm just happy they are doing what they're supposed to be doing.
I think as long as Tua stays healthy.
Like I said, the Bengals got a chance to pick back up to 500 if but they can't drop this game. It's going to be bad.
It's going to be a tough game.
Even if they win by a point, they can't drop the game.
I think it's going to be a tough game.
It's hard to stay undefeated too in the NFL. Like even the Eagles and Niners, the ones that are good, someone's going to take them out in a week or two.
Well, yeah, I mean, I thought
it's going to happen.
I thought there was a possibility that Commanders was going to beat the Eagles a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
that went overtime, and I wasn't expecting that. So, like anybody.
But when the thing it's so aggravating that 14-0, 1972 Dolphin team, they're undefeated. I mean, that is really when the Patriots went to the Super Bowl and lost, they're 18-1. I get the undefeated thing. I get it totally. But there's 5 more games. That was rough.
But as a record, that's what the record is.
I know.
I mean, you can't fault the teams from the 70s because they didn't play as many games.
No, I get it. I just don't. I think it's one. It would be. Think about how impressive it would have been if the Patriots would have won the Super Bowl that year. I got the wrong game hat on. So every time I'm on this podcast. Shout out to the New York family.
I don't have any New York family. But okay.
All them people in New York.
Mm-hmm. Jets.
The G-Men.
Giants.
Giants, your team's going to beat your Philadelphia Eagles this week.
What?
Is it next week?
I can't remember.
It's coming up.
I don't think the Giants are going to win. Daniel Jones.
Brian's got my dog underneath his table. In case anyone wants to know.
I don't think the Giants can beat them. I don't think
They probably can't.
Unless they get Barkley back.
That or throw the ball to the wall like 1,000 times and just keep scoring.
Because Daniel Jones just isn't it.
Daniel Jones might be the most overrated player in the NFL.
Yeah,
I don't hate on the guy at all. He's not terrible.
I don't know
but
why
they shouldn't be paying him that much.
What they should have done was franchise tag him and sign Barkley to a long-term deal. I think
I agree with. Barkley's great.
Yeah, it's proven now that since Barkley hasn't been there for the last couple of weeks, they can't win without him.
Yeah,
so.
And then they're going to get Daniel Jones back, but.
Yeah. Switching gears, though, what do you think about the Jonathan Taylor re-signing with?
Aaron and I went to Indianapolis last month.
You think
I went up there. I went into the lids shop and bought a Colts hat. I was talking to the guy at the register, and I was talking about Jonathan Taylor. He's like, "Man, that sucks." I'm like, "I agree with you." I said, "But I used to watch the Colts when they had Peyton Manning." He was like, "Oh, I wasn't alive then." I'm like, "Oh my god!" That made me feel really old.
You feel old? I do. But do you think maybe you buying the hat helped them sign Jonathan Taylor?
I don't know. If it did, I need to know that from somebody else.
You think maybe that whatever it costs for the hat maybe help put money in his pocket?
Put him on the field?
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. But I think
it's always the same though when you got a guy like Zach Moss, who has that great game, probably could have other great games.
Yeah.
And you've said this before a million times. Running back by committee now is how they do it in the NFL, which is true.
Mm-hmm.
But how they can't ever afford to have two of them in the backfield at the same time. The last dynamic backfield I remember, two of them at the same time, was Warwick Dunn and Mike Alstott.
I remember that, yeah.
And we were young. I mean, You don't have like a Nixon and another, like, what's the rookie's name? Brown?
Yeah, but remember, I mean, this is before Warwick Dunn and Mike Alstott. But remember when the Bengals had James Brooks and Nicky Woods?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You can't afford to do it anymore.
No, and they don't pay their running backs that much. Although some of like Jonathan Taylor's finally getting the money that he deserves, I believe. But it's a low-paying position, and it's a lot of hard work and a lot of physical abuse that you're getting hit. And you're not getting paid for it,
right?
You know?
So if I was to build my team from scratch, and I had the number one draft pick, first off, you got to see who's the best player coming out.
Yeah.
But at that point, for me, it's either one of two things. It's either the quarterback, obviously, or it's the big stud defensive end. So you always see Hutchinson goes early, Stroud goes early. They know what they're doing. I mean, Detroit is building a franchise.
For me, I would probably be more old school. I would probably go offensive lineman, either offensive lineman or defensive lineman, and then probably running back.
I get that. To find another Anthony Munoz would be like finding a needle in a haystack.
Yeah, you can't do that. It's hard to do that. But like, if you want to build your foundation of your team, you need to start with the line, I believe. That's what protects every asset that you have, including running back, especially the quarterback and the receivers and all that.
Can we just say one thing before we go?
Sure.
What do you think? Who do you think we are? I mean, I want to tell you a little bit about me, and Brian wants to tell you a little bit about himself. We love to do that.
Sure.
You don't care?
I don't care.
Well, I work at the aquarium normally during the week, and I just wanted to say that Trenton Irwin, he volunteers with Wave, and I'm looking forward to meeting him. So if he sees this podcast, I'm at the Newport Aquarium.
Okay. Is that just a shout out to get Trenton Irwin?
That was you shouting out to Trenton Irwin. I was just kind of nudging of the law.
Hey, Trent, if you're not busy and you're hanging out at the aquarium,
I'm there, Trenton.
Come over and see me, big boy. Is that what you're trying to
say? No, I don't go. I know. I always come in the front door. I don't go out the back door.
Well, whatever. But yeah, a little bit about me is I'm married for the second time. I've been married for about 2.5 years now. I have 2 bonus daughters. One is 21 and the other one's 11. And at my times what I do for a living besides working on this podcast and other things is I DoorDash for a living. And I work with my dad and my brother washing post office vehicles and doing pressure washing work for MC Cleaning. And I'm home a lot. My wife Amanda is actually she just started back to school to be a nurse. So
That's good.
A lot of big changes around the house.
I forgot to mention I have a wife for all the ladies that are inquiring. And then I have a dog and 3 cats. 1 cat is deaf and blind. See, I'm a good Samaritan.
Wow. That's Tim's wife laughing in the background like, yeah, ladies, you can have them. I'm joking.
Yeah, right.
I'm kidding.
You're good.
But yeah. So, I mean, it's been a few weeks since we've been on. We're trying to work out a better schedule to do this.
We're trying to figure out how to get you guys to comment about us so we can comment back to you.
Yeah, I think
we're new to this. We're trying to figure it out.
We're 6 in, but like maybe when we do a live stream, we should throw some shout outs on Facebook, like, hey, we're going to be live or something. So that might help. I don't know.
Because next Sunday, I believe, we'll be out there at Wings and Rings.
We're going to try to do that. That turned out really nice, I think, the last time we did that. And people were very, very helpful and everything. So, and there's good wings, right? So
I like them.
Yeah, they're not bad. So, well, we'll see. But did you want to talk about anything else, or are you kind of good?
I think we're good.
Okay. Well, this is Brian signing off.
Tim signing off.
Have a good day, and look for us next Sunday.
See you later.
Different time, different day. Thanks.
I feel like the last 2 or 3 minutes when we